You just hit on something I think we need to think about in all spaces, not only the medical field. Okay, in Africa, uh, we rely more on the government to do things for us. I also used to think the government was the way, even though I was in the private sector. I've always been in the private sector, and I used to debate with my dad, who started and ended his career in the public sector. Okay, we used to debate several things. In the last 10 years, I've come to realize that the government, we don't need the government for many things. We need the government for their main function. Okay, security, law and order. Okay, and everything else, almost everything else, should be done by you and I as individuals, as companies, as entrepreneurs. Okay, see, how did I come to this conclusion? I had to, right now, I'm a perennial patient of the NHS, okay, because of my stroke, okay, and I have seen the difficulty of working, letting the government handle everything. I'm telling you, personally, I wouldn't encourage African countries to leave many things like healthcare, whatever, to the government. Let them pass a law and then enforce it when something happens. But let people like you and others do the work. That's my view, okay? Including in school. Yes, people say, oh, everybody needs to go to school. Yeah, I agree. But how would that be done? Okay. In Nigeria, our universities are always on strike. Why? Because it's the government. If universities are privately owned and managed, it's not being on strike all the time. The lecturers would be paid more. If our hospitals were privately owned, the doctors would not be poorly paid.
Exactly.
Okay, so these things, these are right now, I say this all the time. Africa is behind, and we have the opportunity to look around the world and see what works and understand it. It's not just looking at it from afar, see it, understand what is going on there, and decide what systems you will adopt. Okay? Look at it deeply, understand it, and say, okay, this we adopt here, that we adopt here, that no. And that's something we have the opportunity to do. But I don't know if we are doing it. Because I've heard so many people talk about having a health system like the NHS. I would tell anybody that is the wrong thing to do. See, the NHS is good handling emergency issues. But if patients need continuous care, difficult, and it's expensive, you know. So anyway, that's one side of his story. So